Put your hands together, make some noise. Give it up for Awit Tiami.
So that's a different name, right? So Awit is Eritrean. Anyone ever heard of it? Yeah! So all you guys got brides for my uncle? You'll have my son? So I was actually born there. All that means is that I don't have a birth certificate. My generation of people do not. So when we come to the States, we literally pick a birthday like it's on a menu. So my parents were like, okay, who wants September? Anyone? So they gave me June. So my birthday in the States is June 10th, but I'm one of the lucky ones who know my real birthday. So my real birthday is June 17th. But if you ask my mother how old she is, she'd be like, well, I'm between 45 and 95. What? And then I'm like, okay, well, can I help you out? Do you remember how old you were when you married Dad, at least? And then she was like, of course, between 8 and 27. I mean, it's, you know, I do everything in a range, you know, like it's weird, like, you know, like the birds and the bees talk for my mom. She was like, Awit, never open your legs. And I'm like, what? And she's like, bad things happen. And I'm like, so it kind of worked, you know what I mean? Like I, you know, anytime a guy like tried to have sex with me, I'm like, I never open my legs. You know, like, and like if I might like freak him, you know, at a club or whatever, like, you know, he starts grinding on me, and I turn around, and I'm like, I never open my legs. I finally lost my virginity. It took me forever to do it. I was like, I don't know, between 11 and 42. So when Eritreans aren't driving cabs, you know, we are smart. You know, where a lot of us are doctors and engineers. So when I told my mom I was gonna do this, she was like, Awit, if you become a comedian, I will cut off my legs. And then she's like, and I will live miserable for the rest of my life. I'm like, first of all, what is up with Africans always cutting off body parts? We live in the States now, Mom, you just can't do that, right? So I went to Emerson, you know, it's an artsy school, right? So, you know, so I started reaching for an acting book, right? And then I turned around, she had a machete to her leg. And she was like, don't go any closer, I'll do it. And I was just like, what the? I was like, okay, can you just do me a favor and not cut off your arms? Because I still need you to co-sign a few things. So, like Carlos, I too grew up in a Puerto Rican and Black, you know, neighborhood in Boston, right? So I was an inner city kid, you know. So I love being, you know, in office ambiguous, you know. Like the token ambiguous, right? Like racism is on a whole other level with me. Like, you know, so I'll just like waltz into a conference room, and then like white people will make, you know, say some racist things about an Indian, and then they freeze and when they see me, right? So then when they freeze, I freeze. And then I do a slow move, you know, to let them know that it's safe for us to walk again, right? And then the same thing will happen if I like randomly, you know, get some coffee or whatever in the kitchen, and then they say something about a mulatto, you know, and then they freeze, and then when they freeze, I freeze. And then, you know, then it's like a slow move again. Like that move should be like a new like racist Pilates, you know, move, you know. Like, so you get it, like, and then, you know, they'll make fun of, you know, a Dominican, and then they freeze. They're like, what the hell is she? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what we can say or not say around her. So I'll leave you with this last joke. So I actually became a citizen in this country, right? So I actually took a test. I took a test to become a citizen. And what you guys don't know is that they actually throw in trick questions. Coke or Pepsi was on the test. And I'm looking at the guy, and it was a verbal exam. And then he was like, this is worth 50 points. And I was like, what? So, I mean, at that point, I knew what I liked. So I said Pepsi. His whole face turned red. He was like, get the fuck He was like, wait a minute, bring her back. He was like, she's an American. She knows how to steal. Thank you, my name is Eritrean.